A can of Spam used to cost $1. Now it's pushing $5. And Hawaii locals have been watching the mainland fall in love with the thing that we grew up eating and drive the price into the ground. So I made my own version. Let's make homemade Spam. Here's what most people don't know about Spam in Hawaii. It's not a joke food, it's not a retro novelty, it's a local Hawaii comfort food. Spam showed up in Hawaii during World War II. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, the US military declared martial law and grounded the Japanese-owned fishing fleet. The military flooded the islands with shelf-stable Spam. So when the war ended and the rest of America moved on, Hawaii didn't. We kept cooking with it. And somewhere along the way, Spam stopped being a ration and it became a part of who we are. We're starting with 5 pounds of pork shoulder and I'm gonna be putting it inside my meat grinder. The shoulder gives you the fat and the texture. 1 pound of ham. The ham brings that deeper pork flavor you recognize in every can. Now here's where it gets interesting. Spam musubi, the thing you probably know Spam from, went viral on TikTok a few years ago. 60 million posts. Record sales for Hormel, which is Spam, 7 years in a row. The mainland discovered what Hawaii knew in 1943. And the price of a can went from roughly $2 in 2020 to pushing $5 now. That's not a budget staple anymore. That's pretty much a delicacy. So I went back to what Spam actually is. 6 ingredients. And I thought we can do this ourselves. Into a cup of cold water, you add in 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of tender quick, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, white pepper instead of black because it keeps the meat looking clean. And it has a slightly more aromatic heat, so mix it until all of the cornstarch has dissolved. And once it has, then we pour it into our ground meat mixture. And this next step is where most people rush and it hurts them. Knead this by hand for about a minute or 2, maybe even longer until the mixture turns tacky and sticky. That tackiness is the protein binding. It's what gives Spam its signature snap when you slice into it. So don't skip it, even if you don't like the sound of it. Now for the molds, you can pack this into standard loaf pans, but my favorite way is the silicone freezer tray molds I found on Amazon. They're designed for freezing soup stocks, but the individual cavities are the almost exact dimensions of a can of Spam. So they're oven safe up to like 428 degrees Fahrenheit, which is well above what we need. And the silicone means you just pop the finished loaves right out. No greasing and no coaxing, no struggling. So the link for this exact model will be inside the description. Press the meat mixture firmly into each cavity as you go to push out any air pockets. Air bubbles now mean holes in your loaf later. Now there's 2 ways to cook this. Number 1, the oven method. We're gonna be tightly sealing all of these with foil. So this one does need a water bath. So the water bath keeps the temperature steady and prevents the outside from cooking faster than the inside. Set your oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and then place the molds in a larger pan with water and cook for 3 to 3.5 hours. Make sure you check the internal temperature with a meat thermometer and you're looking for about 155 degrees Fahrenheit. Most people skip this part. The moment it comes out while it's still hot, put something heavy and flat on top. I used a cast iron skillet, but if you don't have that, you can also use a brick wrapped in foil too. That weight presses down while it compresses the loaf into that dense, sliceable texture you know from the can. So cool completely and then refrigerate overnight with the weight still on. So the Spam has been sitting overnight, so let's go check it out. All right, so I'm gonna be popping them out of the molds and we'll see how it looks. They came out nicely because of the weight that was compressing them. So I'm just gonna pop them out and it slides out really nicely because of the silicone mold. Look at that. Oh, clean edges, firm, holds its shape perfectly. And do you see this? That clear gelatin around the loaf? When I open a can of Spam nowadays, there is almost no gelatin left. Hormel has been leaning out the recipe over the years. Less fat, less richness, but in this homemade version, you get it back. So that gelatin is a good sign. Now for the slicing, I want to show you something that my dad used to use, and it's this wire luncheon meat slicer. You put the whole loaf inside, and then you're gonna press down. Ta-da! And now you got like pretty much 7 even slices all at once. My dad used to use this for boiling eggs, for egg sandwiches, mac salad, anything that is soft and needed clean uniform cuts. It's a total throwback, honestly. I'll link it in the description if you want one for yourself. But if you don't have this, a knife works just as well. So into a hot pan, and you need to hear this sizzle. Sear until the edges caramelize and go crispy. So I'm gonna try it out now. This is so ono. And I have to say, this is way better than the Spam. It's more flavorful. It's just meatier, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It just tastes way more cleaner. It'll go so well with like saimin. Obviously, Spam musubi is this just elevates it even more. It's the best when it's homemade.